Good evening, everybody. How's it going? Just doing a mic check. Seems like I'm getting some FPS drops. Let me see if I can just fix that really quick, guys. Bear with me. Bear with me, my lovelies. Just setting up everything, guys. Just setting up the live. Let's see. What do we have here? Been quite some time since I've taken a trade, and I'm so glad that Bitcoin's finally broken out of its range. And yeah, finally in a trade. Super excited about that. Super excited about that. Good evening, Sheen and Oriane. How you doing? Or in your case, it could be good morning, or it could be good evening, or good afternoon, wherever you are in this world. How you doing? Welcome to the channel once again. My two favorite people. How's things? How's your day? This is looking real nice. Super happy about what's going on here. We'll get started about that, but before we get started, I'm gonna do a mic check. Mic is good. And camera check. I look good. And the stream check, everything looks good. For some reason, it does seem like I am having some FPS drops, which I'm trying to address right now. Just bear with me a couple of seconds. You guys see my stream okay? Because I've got like a red bar saying that my FPS is dropping. All good. Always. I like that. I like when everything is all good, because life is good when everyone is good. Okay, so if all is good, let's get into the charts. Let's get straight into the charts. All right, so first things first, we're gonna lock things up and we're gonna hide all the lipstick. We gotta see it on a clear point of view. Guys, price has been in a box for the last 3 weeks now. I mean, we're coming up to 3 weeks. Yeah, we're just about to enter the 3 weeks. And interestingly enough, it's been consolidated for quite some time. And finally, a lower high was taken out, which did create a displacement candle. We've talked about this yesterday, and I did mention that we need to see price going higher, because once a lower high gets taken out, it simply means that the buyers, lower high over here. When the lower high gets taken out, that simply means the buyers are going to be entering the market and they've taken control. It's not something that's going to happen. It is something that's already happened. So when the buyers have taken control, this is the part where you should be looking for entries. So because buyers have taken control over here, you could see explosive moves to the upside. We've gone from 62,000 all the way to 69,000, literally 70,000. We've touched 70,000 just last couple of hours. So going from 62K to 70K is quite a big move. You haven't seen a move like that in 3 weeks. So a move like this simply means that the sellers have lost control and the buyers have taken control, which is really good for crypto. I mean, we've been looking at the news every single day on stream. We've been looking at it back to back. Every day we open the news and we always see that crypto 3% down, 5% down, 7% down. everything has been going down, which is wonderful for those who want to buy at the lowest point, which I know I did. As you guys can see, I have it's a small trade because I was hoping for price to go a little bit lower just to fill the imbalances and stuff. When price goes even lower, I'm going to double my lot sizes and take in bigger trades. But for now, I have a very small trade. I'm only trading 2% of my portfolio, and I'm up a sizable amount that I'm happy with. Can't complain. Can't complain. So that being said, here's what's bound to happen in the coming days. Okay, let's put some lines on the chart. So let me just pull up the chat. I haven't opened the chat window. Where is it? There we go. Your long order yesterday went so well. Hell yeah, that's what I want to hear. That's exactly what I want to hear. Everybody's long orders at this point, I think, is going pretty well. I think everybody's really happy about what's going on with the market right now. Because guys, we're officially bullish right now. So it's no longer a bearish market, is absolutely bullish. And why is it bullish? Because we have relative equal lows. So number one is relative equal lows, which we can find right over here. So see that over here, this low that we have over here, this range, price has come down into it, and it's also respected that low. So that's twice price has come down over there. Secondly, we have a 1 hour clear rejection. So if we go on a 1 hour time frame, you can clearly see that price is rejected off over here, and it's also created displacement candles. So now that there's displacement candles that's entering the charts, this simply means that the buyers have taken full control. Absolute full control. Next, we've got a 1 hour and a 4 hour imbalance, which simply means that over here, you can clearly see that this is a 4 hour imbalance created and another 4 hour imbalance created. And if you go on the 1 hour time frame, you can also see the imbalance that's created over here and the imbalance that's created over here, and all of these micro imbalances that keep forming and keep getting created. So we got imbalances on the 4 hour time frame and the 1 hour time frame, and they've both been filled partially, just the halfway point. It wasn't filled completely. Thirdly, we have multiple displacement candles. So like I said, the displacement candles, you could see it on the 4 hour time frame very clearly over here, all right, and over here. And if you go on a 1 hour time frame as well, you can see it over here. We got this one over here, we got this one over here, we got this one over here, and there's just multiple. So the buyers are definitely in control of Bitcoin. So it's no longer bearish. We've been bearish for months, and we've finally broken that structure since yesterday. Yesterday, we've had the lower high taken out. When this lower high was taken out, you could clearly see price has gone bullish, absolutely bullish to the maximum. I mean, it's gone up $7,000, guys. What do you want? It's gone up $7,000 in value in one single day. What more do you guys want? This is beautiful. And lastly, we finally have a demand zone for all the SMC traders out there. We have a 1 hour time frame demand zone, which is clearly marked over here because of this candle. This candle's high and low. How do we do a demand zone? Pretty simple, right? So we look at like if we're looking at a demand zone, we're looking at the first bullish displacement candle. Once we find a bullish displacement candle that formed, all right, and there's like an imbalance created and it just changes the structure. Right there, the last red or the last bearish candle, that is the high of it, and the low of it is how you draw the demand line. And that's it. That's where a lot of resting liquidity is. This is where a lot of buyers are waiting for their trades. I have entered a trade over here exactly at this price action over here, simply because of this rejection wick. So let me move the chart just slightly to the right. And now I locked the chart. So let's just move it over here. That is exactly where I entered, simply because of this imbalance over here. I found that there is a rejection wick. Actually, no, I actually entered right over here. When I saw this rejection wick, I said to myself, hey, I'm going to enter a small long over here simply because this looks like a nice clean rejection. So that being said, I'm going to place a buy limit order of something micro, and then from there target the highs of, like over here. This is where I'm targeting 71,833, which is essentially what we've been waiting for price to go to for the last 4-5 weeks. So price is on its way, but now we've seen some resistance. It's literally reached 70,000. It literally reached, like, if we're going to mark it, it precisely reached 70,059. So let's just round it up and call it 70K. Price has reached 70K, and now we're starting to see retracements because this was a big bullish move. And because this is a big bullish move, how many candles is this? From February 24 up until February 25. I mean, it's literally less than 24 hours. This bullish move is precisely where price is going to be coming back down. If you're looking to go long in Bitcoin, guys, do not buy right now. Just be patient. Place your limit orders down at the imbalances. So if you want to know where you want to be placing your imbalance, your buy limit orders, place it over here. This is a nice clean area to enter. Let me remove the magnet. Right over here. This is a nice place to enter. I'm placing tight stop losses over here. Then you can target highs. You have a clean 5-to-1 risk reward ratio. And also even better, like I would say aggressively put a buy position in this area over here, inside the demand zone and also the 1 hour imbalance. Right over here. This is exactly where you guys want to enter aggressively, where you can really put up to 5% risk. I mean, I know I'm risking 5% over here. Over here, the trade I've already entered was just 2% risk. This trade over here is going to be my big risk. And that's it. You target the highs over here and you'll get a clean 7-to-1 risk reward ratio, guys. It doesn't get better than this. So this is really good news. Bitcoin is finally going higher, and this is what we need. Buyers have taken control of the market. That's it. And also, you could see that the price on this lower high, on the 4-hour time frame, the short-term lower high, price has come down and it's retraced towards it. So this is a nice clean rejection and also an imbalance fill. You can see it's like completely filled the imbalance on a 50% point. So there is a chance, there is a possibility that price actually could go higher all the way to 72,000. It could go up all the way over there, just to prove a point that we are finally bullish and we are no longer in this long, boring, painful consolidation that we've been in for the last couple of weeks. Guys, February was so boring. Price action in February was so boring. We've literally been in consolidation for a very long time. I don't know about you guys, but I know for a fact that a lot of traders who are impulsive, they've lost a lot of money. I mean, I'm paying attention to people talking on Twitter. I'm paying attention to people talking on the Discord. I'm paying attention to just people in general globally. A lot of people got liquidated in this time period because it's a consolidation zone. And honestly, I don't trade consolidation zones. I've been holding my guns and I've been waiting for quite some time when there's a consolidation zone because I don't like to trade it. Because for me, consolidation zone, there is no trend. Price is not going up, price is not going down. It keeps creating lower highs and higher highs, and it keeps creating lower lows and higher lows. There's no clear direction. So for me, trading inside the zone, like the consolidation zone, it's scary. Like it really ate up my account plenty of times. So I'm very mindful of that. So I would advise you guys to completely stay away from it. But now we are finally out of the consolidation zone. It's been a month of painful patience and discipline. But at the end of the day, I didn't get liquidated. I didn't blow my account. I didn't lose anything simply because I was careful. I did have a couple of stop losses, but that's okay. It's part of the game. It's part of the thing because I have my risk to reward very tight. For the trades that I've entered, we're always at the edges. So when I've entered over here and I saw an inverse fair value gap, I took it. When I saw this rejection over here, I took it. So you got to understand, guys, consolidation is a no trading zone. Please, like, chart that. Put that on your wall. Put that on the whiteboard behind you. So we are officially bullish. Now let's take a look at gold, which is super fun. Gold is still bullish, as we can see, but we're seeing very clear choppy price action. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm not really enjoying what I'm seeing over here because this is a 4-hour time frame. We're looking at gold on a 4-hour time frame. What do you guys see? Yeah, it's bullish. Everyone knows that, right? Like there's a lot of, it's a bullish push. We were kind of consolidated, but it was a consolidated bullish push. But right now, I don't like the price action here. I mean, if we look at it on 1 hour time frame, it looks messy. I mean, it looks like the sellers are trying to push the price down, which I'm not surprised, by the way, because it does need to come down to this 1 hour imbalance and also this demand zone. Price does need to go lower because it's actually done a very aggressive push. And I have a really, 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 really itchy nose today. I don't know why. It's super itchy and it's like annoying me right now. Okay, so besides my itchy nose, I hope you guys don't mind someone who's picking his nose live on stream. But yeah, so gold has gone up significantly, all right, over the course of the last week and a bit. Like, it's just like the last 8-9 days. And since gold has gone up quite a bit, what I'm seeing is that there's a lot of imbalances. Price needs to rebalance before going higher. And also, there is still uncertainty. There's nothing confirmed in the White House. There's nothing confirmed in just the global politics in general. Rival countries are still flexing against each other. However, there is still there's still nothing certain. People are still uncertain with what's going on with global politics. So for the time being, that's reflecting on the charts. Price is still choppy. It doesn't know where it wants to go. So that is for gold. We're gonna check out Ethereum right now. Ethereum. Okay, there we go. There we go. Very nice. Very, very, very nice. So now we can officially get rid of this and we can call it for what it truly is, bullish. That's it. Ethereum is officially bullish, right? Why is it bullish? Because it took out this lower high over here. See that at the 1,836? That is a lower high that was completely taken out on Ethereum. So, you know, that's a really good indication that price is going to be bullish from here. And you can also see that it's completely created plenty of imbalances and price has gone up to 2,146. Interesting news though, yesterday I found that the founder of Ethereum actually sold, I'll find it in news. I mean, I think we're going to look at it in the crypto news today. But the founder of Ethereum actually sold $8 million worth of Ethereum. So I'm not sure why. Maybe the guy became broke. Maybe he was an impulsive trader. Maybe the founder of Ethereum was an impulsive trader and he kept blowing accounts. So he needed more money. So he sold quite a bit. So who knows? I mean, that would be funny. That would actually make headlines. That should make headlines. But yeah, Ethereum is bullish and he sold he sold way too early. Founder of Ethereum. He sold quite a bit too early because price has just been nothing but bullish right now. And it's created quite a lot of imbalances. So you're going to have price coming back down and filling those gaps. So let's take a look at it and chart it a little bit. So we want to mark the demand zone. So the demand zone for me is going to be this. All right. From here to here, wait, I got to turn on the magnet. Always use the magnet, guys. It will really give you precise entry and like, you know, from wick to wick, it's always going to give you clean price action. So, all right, demand zone. But this demand zone for me is a little too small. Okay, so I'm just going to stretch it out a little bit. It doesn't need to be perfect. I'm just going to stretch it out just a little bit because that's where I'm anticipating price to come back down to before taking off higher. However, there is a clear indication that this imbalance got filled. So because that imbalance got filled, it looks like it might not even come down to the demand zone. But I am optimistic. I believe since we're entering the weekend, you know, guys, on the weekend, price is a bit choppy, right? And now that we've had this massive bullish push, it needs to rebalance. So I believe the rebalance is probably going to happen this weekend. Okay, nothing's confirmed, but based on my experience of watching price action every day, it clearly looks like price is, you know, going to retrace because this is quite the push. So price is probably going to come down, retrace, and rebalance itself. And if it does, it's either going to come down over here. Let me mark it on the 4-hour. Yada, yada, yada. Over here, it's going to come down to this higher low over here. So we can finally add an HL, which is a higher low. All right, we got a higher low officially over here, and now we just want price to go back down over here to refill that balance. All right, so now that we're done with Ethereum, let's take a look at the dollar. How is the dollar doing? It's not doing good, I'm afraid. It is not bullish anymore. So why is that? Because they are relative equal highs. Okay, so we're gonna chart that over here. Okay, can mark that over here. I mean, this is the wick here, this is the wick here, this is the wick here. Okay, there we go. All right, so this is relative equal highs. Okay, so price is really rejecting from there. Probably plenty of imbalances got filled. I mean, we could take a look at it right now. 4-hour time frame, imbalance fills. No, we don't see it here. Let's see the 30-minute time frame. Don't see it here. Let's see 15 minutes. Damn, we don't even see it in 15 minutes. Okay, let's see the 5 minutes. Really need to stretch this out. All right, I see an imbalance over here. All right, let's stretch this all the way out. Does it even get to the imbalance? No, it doesn't. Actually, wait, no, it doesn't. It kind of did, like really briefly, kind of did. But anyway, we've got relative equal highs over here. So let's go back to the 4-hour time frame, and you can see price has taken out this lower high over here. So plenty of lower highs taken out. You can see this one is taken out over here, and then this one has been taken out. So these are all clear indication of price. The dollar is going down, and you can already see it's already down 0.1% just today, and there's a gap. So this is a nice push where price is going down. So I would say that the dollar is bearish with low momentum. Not that aggressive. It's not aggressively bearish. It'll be aggressively bearish once it starts taking out this low. This is the low that we want to see it take out. If it takes this out, then it will be very bearish for the dollar, and then we're going to see the move to the upside for gold and Bitcoin quite aggressively. So let's go ahead and take a look at Bitcoin again. Yeah, we already talked about this. We'll come back to Bitcoin. We'll come back to gold. But now let's take a look at the stock markets. Let's see how the stock market's doing. We can see that even though it's in a daily time frame consolidated box literally since October last year, okay, you can clearly see that price is now going for an aggressive push. So we could see high and then low and then lower lows, and then it's changed the structure. It's going high and then lower lows and then higher highs, and then like a little consolidation and lower lows. So basically it is still in consolidation. The stock market, so we're looking at NASDAQ right now. It's still in a consolidation box. I gotta mark that so people can read that. Consolidation box. Okay, so clearly NASDAQ is in consolidation, but we've had a nice bullish push yesterday. I mean, this is it's not a massive candle, but it's a nice clean candle. It broke the 50% point of the consolidation box, which is why there's a nice massive gap over here, which is possibly where price is going to come back down to rebalance. You can clearly see price opened and NASDAQ went lower. So NASDAQ is bearish. Now let's take a look at Dow Jones on the 4-hour time frame. US 30 is also kind of in a consolidation. I mean, you could see the consolidation zone. We'll mark it together. And to stretch this out, you could see the consolidation zone starting from around here. The boxes around here, and then you just stretch this out over here. It kind of went out of it a little bit, so we can mark it till here. This is a nice consolidation over here, but price has briefly gone up, created the all-time high, and then it completely dumped. And then once it dumped, it filled this imbalance over here, and we're starting to see price action going lower. So again, it's overall bearish. Okay, so let me chart that. Bearish with low momentum. Why do I say with low momentum? Because it's not really dumping. You can see it's bearish It's done a sweep over here for like, it took a week, 1 week of a sweep, and then it's just gone down from here, and there was an imbalance fill over here. It's not a nice fill, it's not a clean fill, it's like a 20%, 25% fill, but then it went down from here, and then also price came down, and it's created 2 displacement candles, which it's filling up right now. It's not really respecting this, so it's still bearish with low momentum, but it's overall in a consolidation box. Consolidation box, right? When you think Bitcoin, where do I think Bitcoin will go? Bearish from now on? It's a good question. Let's go back to Bitcoin. So here's what I think about Bitcoin. We've had a nice bullish push, all right? Bitcoin has gone up quite aggressively, right? We can all see it. A lower high was indeed taken out. We can also see that right over here. So let me mark that just to make it a little bit more clear. Voila. Okay. A lower high was taken out over there. So now that this lower high was taken out, it becomes a very significant, very important, significant move, because this is the point where now we know officially that the buyers are in control. There are, however, imbalances over here, okay? There's plenty of imbalances that hasn't been filled, especially on the lower time frames, such as the 1 hour. There are a lot of spaces, so price absolutely is going to come down. For Bitcoin, price is absolutely going to come down. It is going to come through at least down to 65,000. That I can guarantee with all certainty, because this is a nice bullish move. Price cannot just go up in a straight line. It needs to come back down to rebalance the structure. That rebalance is going to be happening, I believe, in this weekend. So you're safe to say to enter a nice limit orders in this range over here, in this imbalance right here, between 66,000 and 65,500. So in that range, just place a limit order and make sure it's a decent size, not a massive size, because price could also come down to the demand zone over here and sweep liquidity before aiming higher. But we have officially entered a full-on bullish structure. So that's what I believe is going to happen with Bitcoin. So is it bearish from now on? We don't know, only because it did respect this level over here. You can see a clear rejection. It filled the imbalance and now it's pushed higher. But is it pushing higher? Nope. You can see price is struggling and there is a massive rejection wick. On the 5-minute time frame, we are bearish. Literally, on the 5-minute time frame, you can clearly see we are bearish with imbalances that have been filled and price is trying to go lower. Why does it want to do that? Because it needs to rebalance. Price has been aggressively going higher. So it simply just needs to rebalance. Yep. You with me so far? It needs to rebalance. And if it doesn't go further down along over here, it's very likely just to go down over here and do a sweep from there. 1 hour FVG, right? Let me remove this green so we can see a little bit clearer. Yep. Does that look a little bit clearer, guys? This is the consolidation box that we've entered in, and this is a 1 hour imbalance. These other imbalances are not as important, only because this is the lowest point of this range over here. This is an area, this area from the top of this wick to the bottom of this wick, this area is where volume is shuffled. You're going to find a lot of buyers and sellers over here. All right, like if we use the volume profile, you're going to be able to see that volume is shuffled right over here. See that? Point of control is right here. So you're going to see a lot of volatility spiking in this area. So price is likely going to be coming down to this area. Very likely. I would give it a nice 85% probability that the price is going to come down to 65, I mean between 66,000 to 65,500. Yeah, it's got to. It's got to. I would advise you, I mean, you just placed a short order because I guess you're trying to rush. I would advise you to get out of that trade, and I'll explain why. We are right now bullish. The market structure is bullish. So when the market structure is bullish, all you need to be doing is looking for buys, not sells. You shouldn't trade against the trend. The trend is bullish. Why are you selling? The market is going higher. You should not look for shorts. You should not be shorting the market, because just because we know that price needs to rebalance, just because we know that price needs to come down and sweep liquidity and go and fill this 1 hour FEG and also the demand zone, we know that that's what price is going to do. It does not mean we need to go short on a bullish market structure, because right now price, before it goes lower, it can also go higher. Price can actually go higher. It could even go up to 76K. It might even go to 79,000. It can go to any of these levels, over here, over here, over here, over here, before it does a dump and come back down. We don't know when it's going to come back down. We never know. But what we do know is it's bullish. So because the price is bullish, we want to aim for long positions. We don't want to aim for short positions. So if you have already entered a trade, I highly advise you to, close it, because it's not going to reward you. It's not going to be a rewarding trade. At this point, you're playing a guessing game, because we know for a fact that price is going lower. So highly advise you not to play the guessing game. All right, guys, let's take a look at the news. Let's see what's happening in the world today. So let me get a bit closer. Voila. All right, so yesterday we've seen that Trump gave a speech. And when Trump gave a speech, he talked about some pretty crazy things. But the few things that were notable about what Trump said is that he is prioritizing peace, global peace and stability and security. And I also think it will drop before pumping again. Yeah, you're paying your crypto tuition. Trump had some few interesting things to say. So he did say that the economy is going to change. He's planning on removing income tax, which is a huge deal. Imagine Americans not paying income tax. That's like mind-boggling, to be honest. So he's planning on removing income tax only to shift, like completely shift. If he's removing income tax, he's trying to bring back that money by shifting the focus completely to increasing tariffs for anyone who's doing business with the US. So he thinks that if he removes the income tax from Americans, he's going to increase consumer spending, and also it's going to and he's also going to reduce interest rates. So there's going to be tax cuts. Interest rates are going to be going down. Tax cuts are going to be going down. And he's going to remove income tax. So he's really doing tax cuts all around America. And instead, he's taxing the world who wants to do business with America. So that's basically his focus. Now, today we're Thursday. We've got unemployment claims, which is going to be at 8:30 a.m. It's 5:30 p.m. for me, but 8:30 a.m. for the US. So once unemployment claims hits, we're going to be seeing some interesting news. And why is unemployment claims important? Because although it's generally viewed as a lagging indicator, the number of unemployed people is an important signal of overall economic health, because consumer spending is highly correlated with labor market conditions. Unemployment is also a major consideration for those steering the country's monetary policy. So, in other words, it's important to understand unemployment claims, only because when there are more people unemployed, that means the government needs to spend more on their citizens. They need to take out their funding and then, spend on their citizens, which is not exactly good for the dollar. And lastly, tomorrow we got the core PPI. So I'm expecting liquidity sweeps happening tomorrow. I'm expecting a lot of manipulation. I'm expecting a lot, like a crap load of manipulation happening tomorrow, because this is quite a big news folder. Now let's take a look at the cryptocurrency news. Let me just stretch this out just a little bit. Okay, right over here. Yeah. So now let's take a look at the, let me see. Yeah, there we go. Now let's take a look at the news. Okay, so coin market cap. You can see, let's get to the news. Where is the news? Okay, so the news today, we've seen 3% gains for ENA, all right, and Athena is looking pretty good. Hedrella rallies 3.9, so now we're seeing something different. It's a positive move. We're seeing 3% gains on crypto. We've seen another 3.9% gains. Ethereum surges 3% on short squeeze, not Ethereum Catalyst. So it jumped 3% to $2,000. So it's looking good. Jupiter gains 4% as Solana rally lifts DeFi tokens. So a lot of DeFi tokens have lifted up in the last 12 hours. Solana gains a whopping 11%. I want to see that on the charts. So let's just briefly get away from the news and let's take a look at the charts. Definitely want to see what's happening on Solana. I want to see what that looks like. Wow. That is a big move, guys. Oh my God. That is a massive move, guys. So, okay, so now we could say it is bullish. And in all caps, absolutely bullish. So we've got, all right, so we got relative equal lows, 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1 hour time frame multiple rejections. Let's see the 1 hour time frame multiple rejections right over here. Yeah. Okay, and then we got rejecting inside the edge of the consolidation box and displacement candles, which is institutional footprints. So we can clearly see the rejection, right? Plenty of rejection. This is such a clean move. Plenty of rejection with relative equal lows and lots and lots and lots of displacement candles. And price has exploded from 75 all the way up to 92. That's really good, guys. That's really, really good for DeFi. Well done, Solana. Solana, this is a car race. Solana would be so far ahead that they can't even see anything else in the rearview mirror. So well done on Solana. Pretty impressed. All right, let's take a look back at the news, seeing what's going on over here. So Solana gains 11% on market rebound and an $80 break. Solana rose 11.2% as the crypto market cap climbed 5.3 and Solana broke above the $80 resistance. The rally mirrors broad altcoin strength despite Step Finance $26 million hack. So I'm guessing someone got hacked for $26 million, which isn't much in today's crypto world. Arbitrum consolidates after 18% weekly drop. Okay, so we've had a 18% weekly sell-off, but then now it's consolidated, which means it's reversing. Bonk holds tight range. Now we're going back to the last 24 hours. So we're seeing everything is gaining. All the drops that we've been looking at, this drop, that drop, this drop, it's all past. And now we are all on a bullish push. You can see the market cap is $2.35 trillion. So we were up 3% overall today. 24-hour volume is 123 million. That's pretty good. This is really cool news. Now, let's take a look at global news. Let's see what's going on in the world. So, IT exports expected to add rising trend. Boring. Washington Post losses topped 100 million. Boring. Let's see. Taiwan dollar is climbing. China freezes H200 clips. Also, something interesting happened yesterday. China and Germany had a meeting in Beijing. We've had the German chancellor, along with his little team, and I say little because they're little compared to the sleeping giant, which is China. They have come to the doorsteps of the Chinese government, and they had the meeting with the president, Xi Jinping, and they requested to have a stronger trade relations in response to Trump's tariff. Trump has been tariffing the world, and Germany felt the heat, and they said enough is enough. We are going straight to China, and we need to do business, because now China definitely surpassed the US in terms of trade. What is trending? ARK is trending, and Billie Eilish. All right, so let's keep going down. Dollar weakens against yen, so the dollar is in fact weakening. OpenAI hires Meta AI researcher. Okay, that was a bit of a headhunt move. The information on Amazon's OpenAI. What else? Bank of Japan. Okay. All right, 1 hour. Basically, mostly about Japanese market. The Japanese market seems like there's a slowdown, so not much going on. Total container traffic dropped by 11%. So, yeah, 11% of goods has gone down in terms of trade with the US. Let's see. Yeah, not much going on in the crypto space. It's mostly everything is going up. Iranians wishing to contact US intelligence are given guidance through social media. Egyptian authorities are clear to receive roughly 2.3 billion after IMF reviews. Iran to offer commercial bonanza to US companies. All right, so long story short, guys, not much happening in the crypto world besides the fact that it is officially bullish. So let's leave the news. We'll close that and go back to the charts. So, Solana is looking good. Let's go back to BTC. All right, so how's your sell position looking, Ariane? Probably not good. So please do not sell, because we are in a bullish market. Bitcoin is bullish, so we do not want to sell. All right, let me unlock this and move it just a little bit closer. All right, bullish. There we go. That's how I like it. We still have 2 hours until this candle closes up. Honestly, guys, look, I know for a fact that price is going to come back down over here. Okay, it needs to. It needs to come down to this 1 hour fair value gap. And there's also a chance, there's a possibility that price is going to create a relative equal low over here and re-enter the demand zone and go higher. It's not confirmed, but there's a possibility. But it's not confirmed. There's a higher chance, like, okay, if I were to put it in numbers, I would say the probability of the probability of price coming down and retracing, it's going to be here. Okay, here is going to be I would say, a 80% chance of price, or not even 80%, I would say 85% chance that price is going to come down over here. That's my opinion, because this is quite a lot of move. This is quite a big move. And here is a bit of a consolidated area. This is where like demand, and so demand zone is over here. There's also like a tiny, if we stretch this out, yeah, this is a demand zone over here, right? Displacement candle, demand zone is literally marked over here. But I don't need to mark it, so we don't keep adding a lot of things on the charts. I already know that this is technically an area where price is probably going to do a liquidity sleep. So where is price going to go? I'm expecting it to go over here. 85%, I'm expecting it to go over here. Then on this level, this higher low taken out at 64.355, 64,355, I'm expecting price to come down over here by 70%. Okay? And then for this demand zone and this 1 hour imbalance, I'm expecting price to come down over there by, I would say, 40%. No, 35%. This is what I believe based on my experience, based on what I see in the charts, based on price action, I believe price has a 85% chance coming back down in this range, which is between 66,000 and 65,500. There's an 85% chance price is going to come down there either today, tomorrow, or this weekend. It needs to. This is something that it needs to do. It's got to rebalance. Secondly, why did I say 70%? Because this is the point where the higher low was taken out. Super important point. This higher low over here, okay, remember, in February 5th, price has taken out this lower high and it's gone higher from here. And when it's taken out this lower high and it's gone higher, this is the higher low, okay? Lower high taken out, now it's bullish, this is the higher low. Now, price likes to come back down to these zones before it takes up, before it makes a big move. As you can see, price dumped and it came to this level. Price dumped and it went back to this level, and then from this level, you could see the bullish move. So it's a very important level, this higher low taken out. So that is what I believe is going to happen. Super, super important. You can see these levels are respected, guys. These are not random levels. This is levels of liquidity. This is where the algorithm will be bringing price action to these levels. So chart it, mark it. Look at this level. Price is consolidated over here and it's been playing around, and then right at this level, the massive bullish push came in. This particular level, look what happened. Price came up aggressively, and this is where the bullish moves happened. It took off, and then the 50% point, it filled the gap, and it started going higher. I mean, come on, guys. Does this not look clean to you? This is clean price action. It's not that complicated. You don't need indicators. Do you see a single indicator? I have 12 indicators. Do I use them? No. They're all switched off. My lines are not lagging indicators. And this isn't a ego trip. I'm not saying, guys, this is my lines, I'm the gangster, and this is like my almighty levels. No, guys, it's simply simple market structure. 4-hour time frames, lower highs and higher lows. You guys study this in baby pips. You study this in any normal social media content. You study this in any book that you read in a library about price action. All you got to do is mark the higher highs, higher lows, and lower highs and lower lows on the 4-hour time frame, and just follow market structure. That's the truth. So when you do that, you're going to start seeing price is respecting levels. Look at this. Clean. Look at this. Clean. So price keeps respecting all of these levels. This is clean price action. I don't complicate things. So mark these levels and trade accordingly. And that is why when you use clean price action like this, you have a very good idea of where the possibilities are. That is why there's an 85% chance price is going here. There is a 70% chance price is going to go here. And there is a little 35% chance that price is going to go here. So I already have entered a trade. And as you guys can see, I'm up. But price isn't moving. It's not going up or down. So this is a healthy sign that the bullish push is reducing, only because price needs to reload. It's kind of like a machine gun. It just did a bullish push. So now price needs to reload. And while it reloads, it's going down to collect ammo before it goes even higher. So that's my analysis for Bitcoin, guys. But you gotta understand one thing. We did see two things, right? We did see that price has done a rejection over here. And this rejection is also, interestingly enough, the same place where it is a 50% imbalance fill. So there is a 50-50 chance. This is 50-50. And I know I don't like 50-50, so I'm not doing anything. I'm just speculating. There is a 50-50 chance that price can actually go higher from here, targeting this lower high. The long-awaited lower high that needed to be taken out to begin with. A very, very, very high chance the price is going to go there. But it's 50-50. At this point, it's 50-50. We just need to let time do its thing so we can see price moving cleanly. Yeah. So lastly, let's take a look at gold. Really boring price action. It kind of looks bearish to me, doesn't it, guys? Do you see that? Price action is pretty choppy. I mean, look, we'll do it quickly, all right? 4-hour time frame, choppy price action. Big bullish push, but choppy price action. 1-hour time frame, really choppy price action. And on the 1-hour time frame, a lower high was taken out right over here. Right? Lower high. Yeah, you can see that. 1 hour lower high. Lower high taken out. And let me stretch that so we can clearly see it. 1 hour lower high taken out, right? Now that we've seen that this 1 hour lower high taken out, what do you see? You see clean price action. My God, look at that. Okay, sure. Price dumped, took out the lower high. It came back and rejected off of it here with just a few pips off. And then price closed over here and opened over here. This is really clean. So now we go on the lower time frame at 30-minute time frames. You can see that the imbalance has been filled, right? This imbalance is completely filled over here. Price probably going to go up over here in this level and reject. You can see a 30-minute rejection over here. Yeah, also another rejection over here. And on the 5-minute time frame, you can see relative equal highs. So I'm thinking, here's what I'm thinking, okay? I'm thinking we have a play. This is what I'm thinking, guys. That is what I'm thinking. That is what I'm seeing, and that is what I'm thinking. Because on the 1-hour time frame, we are bearish. And on the 4-hour time frame, price is choppy. Right? It's bullish, but it's overall choppy. So even if price starts coming down over here, it's overall a bullish structure. So it just needs to rebalance. We've got demand zones and we've got hourly imbalances here and so on and so forth. It needs to rebalance. This is what I think is going to happen. So I'm going to go open my platform. All right. And I'm looking to short the market on gold right now. Let's take a look. I'm looking to short gold right now. Bear with me, guys, while I load my pistol. Your man is about to short gold. Let's see what happens. All right, 5-minute time frame. All right. All right, so we go on the 4-hour time frame, we go on the 1-hour time frame. Let's see, where is the level? All right, 5,101, just placing my limit order. I have a tiny trade, it's nothing crazy. All right. Okay, I've entered the trade. All right, you can see this is my new trade that I've entered right now. And I'll place my stops right above over here. Okay, this is a small trade, literally a 10-to-1 risk-reward ratio. I'm risking $10 to make $100 on this small trade because look, I am overall bullish on gold. Overall, okay? So since I'm overall bullish on gold, I'm only going to be looking for long positions. But since I can clearly see that there's a level of resistance over here, okay, you can clearly see it, right? There's a nice market structure shift that's happened on the 1 hour time frame, and you can see it on the 30-minute time frame. I'm only risking $8 in order to secure $100. So this is my, yeah, so it's going to be like a nice clean 10-to-1 risk to reward ratio. And that's it. It's not much for me. If it hits my stops, I'm not upset. So my main trade is BTC. BTC is my main position. Yeah, there we go. That's my main position. But as for gold, I have a tiny, cute little position. All right, so let's get back to the charts. Let's see how this plays out. Super excited to see. We've got London session coming up in 4 hours, so it'll be pretty interesting to see what's going on there. Anyway, guys, this is my analysis for gold and Bitcoin. So to wrap it up, all right, gold is overall bullish, but it's looking like it needs to go bearish, simply just to fill out all the imbalances that is coming in between. And we've got BTC, which is also bullish, very bullish, but it also needs to come back down to fill out imbalances. So I'm thinking that gold and Bitcoin over the next few days is probably going to be looking to go lower just to rebalance before it goes higher. So I'm expecting next week to be a massive bullish push for both Bitcoin and gold. So we're looking at the weekly time frame. This is exactly my point. We can see on the weekly time frame, massive rejection wick, 2 weeks of Bitcoin consolidated, and it's inside the rejection wick range. And now we're probably going to be in 3 days by the weekend end. We're probably going to see the candle. Okay, as you can see, in 3 days, the weekly candle on Bitcoin is going to close. And when it closes with a bullish candle with these rejection wicks, it's so good. This just looks bullish to me. It looks really bullish that can actually target all the way up to 122. This could be the part is where Bitcoin will take out this high over here, which is at the 100K mark essentially, and then aim higher. This is such a nice clear rejection that it simply can't go lower. I don't think so. This looks really good, really good for Bitcoin. It looks really good. So that's what I'm expecting. By the end of 3 days, Bitcoin is going to close with this kind of bullish rejection wick. And this is where price is going to come back down and do a liquidity sweep on the levels I have marked, which is, you know, down over all the way here, down in the demand zone. That's where I'm expecting price to come down. Okay, let's move this. Yep. So I'm expecting price to come down over here for the new week candle to take liquidity before it does a slingshot move to the upside. And the same thing with gold. Gold, it needs to come back down and rebalance before it goes higher. Because as you can see, massive rejection wick, and then it didn't dump. Instead, it came down, it filled imbalances, and then it started pushing even higher. I mean, you can see it on the daily time frame. See that? Price rejected, dumped, did all this imbalance fills, completely nice clean imbalance fill, and then it went back up. So I'm just expecting gold to go higher. All right, guys, I'm wrapping it up. Thank you for tuning in. We'll take a look at tomorrow. Tomorrow I'm not going to be taking any trades. I'm already in trades, and I'm not looking to take any newer trades. I'm just going to be speculating the market tomorrow while having my open positions. And I'm possibly going to be taking partials. So that's my analysis for gold and Bitcoin and all the other coins. And I highly advise you guys to, I mean, look, it's not complicated, okay? It's not complicated how to chart these charts. It's very straightforward. It's not complicated at all. I teach this in our community. So feel free to join our community. The QR code is right there. Just use your phone and like join in. You can talk to me directly, and I also host sessions where we do live trading, and we also studies where I do a mentorship. I teach people how to trade as an institutional trader. I master price action, and I master market structure. So feel free to actually use the free ebook that I'm sharing, and also feel free to tune in and learn. Get the ebook. Why not? Why don't you want to get a free ebook? Get it. The ebook is going to seriously show you how to read price action like a profitable institutional trader. And after the ebook, you also, if it's not enough and you feel like the book is limiting because you have questions and you want to ask, you can literally ask in our Discord. I'll literally, you know what? I'll share my Discord, guys. So let me add that to OBS. All right. Discord. Ooh. Discord. Voila. Okay. Let me select the window. Where are you? Discord. There we go. So yeah, you guys can see over here, we've got like the whole community. We've got global chats. We're talking about stuff. There's analysis. There's daily Bitcoin analysis. You guys can see that I post these analysis every day with me and my team. And then we've got resources of the courses where we have like the ebook that we do share. And then this is where you'll be joining our full session where you're going to be able to register with our preferred exchange. And you'll also be using, your whole, you'll be able to trade full time. And we share our, our analysis. People are pretty profitable. It seems like it's, people are profitable. People are making money. So overall, there's analysis that I post every single day. And you can clearly see these levels. There's no like, you'll see every single level marked every single day. And, if you don't trust it, you can literally just scroll up and you can see how everything has been pretty damn accurate. This is not an ego stunt. It's simply guys showing you results. I'm showing you guys results. So people are overall happy and they're all profitable. Well done, So people they're making money. So, absolutely. So people are happy. So that's why I advise you guys to simply just be part of the Discord community. And, like, follow, subscribe. Not only am I doing a Discord community and doing all these things, I also post every day on YouTube. We're growing with active community members, and all you're going to get, I'm going to get straight to the point, okay? No bullshit. You're going to get straight to the point. You're going to get an ebook to teach you how to trade as an institutional trader. And you're going to, if the ebook is not enough and you actually want a one-on-one interaction where you're talking to me, I do weekly sessions where I teach you guys how to trade. We go through chapter by chapter and how to actually analyze the markets and draw your levels with no dependence on signal groups, with no dependence on indicators. I don't provide signals because it's not really valuable. It's not valuable to you. I'd rather teach you how to fish rather than, catch the fish for you. So get connected, like, comment, ask questions. So be part of the community, get in, and we'll speak to you guys later. Thank you for tuning in. And also, I love you too, Sheen. Whew. I think I might do partials. Yeah, Bitcoin's